A funny story from my childhood. Yes, I do have a funny story from my childhood. So, this particular time, I grew up in the projects in Brooklyn, New York, Brevoort projects, and there were these so many buildings, like 7 feet tall buildings, 7 stories tall, and hundreds and hundreds of people in a very small environment. And all things being equal, there are a cast of characters. It's summertime. It's hot as blazes. Everybody's outside because there was no AC. You put a fan in the window, you just blew in the warm air. There was no cooling down. So everybody was outside. So, the cast of characters in the neighborhood included everybody, in any neighborhood, like any neighborhood you would see. There were business guys, there were moms and dads and children and drug dealers, and uh, didn't really ever see any cops unless they were coming or going. So I didn't know that anybody was a cop. There were, uh, athletes, there were gangsters, there were drug dealers, there were hot chicks, there was average chicks. There was, cool bros. There were, you church dudes. Just there were just a litany of characters, and then you had your crew, like your ride or die. These are your folks that you hang out with on a daily basis, and some kind of way. Back in the day there weren't no cell phones, but some kind of way. Everybody, and no, you know what? And we never said, "Hey, come outside at this time," because you weren't in control of that. Your parents were, so you got outside, and then you just kind of, you just seemingly magically met up with your boys, and then you kind of hung out or whatever. And so this particular day, you always trying to find something to do, and it was much different than kids now. Kids now just stay inside and playing video games. You were outside. You were playing baseball, basketball, football, touch, nerf. This day you were doing something. This particular day we were playing Skelly. Skelly is a game. Maybe it's like a 4x4 square with I think maybe there are 15 boxes inside the square, and the objective is to get to the last box before anybody else. And you kind of shoot your top, and you get a top from, like, from a soda top or from an orange juice carton or something, and you put wax in it, and or you scrape tar from the ground, from the asphalt, and put in your top, and just trying to get it heavy, so when you shoot your top and hit the other guy's top, that person gets knocked out the box. So this is the game we were playing. So on this particular day, and you're always aware of who's around. It's either your boys and or whoever's watching, right? This particular day, there's a guy who was not in part of my crew by not even a stretch of imagination, but this was a thug. This guy was known to be a criminal. His brother was a bigger criminal than him. If he was a gangster, his brother was like the super gangster, whatever. But they were not folks to be played with, or you knew to respect them. But they were cool. Their thing was their thing, and the only way is because people talk, right? And on this particular day, we're playing Skelly. Maybe there are 5 or 6 of us playing Skelly, and this dude is kind of just standing there, just watching, and he's not like constantly on criminal duty, guard where he's got to go do some criminal stuff. He was just kind of standing, hanging around on a regular dude, right? So we're playing, and it's at a critical point of the game, and I see this figure walking towards the game, and I look up, it's my sister. She walks right across the Skelly board. And and I'm thinking, like, why wouldn't you just walk around? Right? But okay, she didn't. She walked right through. And dude says to her, hey, what's up? He was jive kind of saying, hey, why'd you walk through? And he's also kind of jive hollering, like, hey, what's up? Whatever, right? And she turns around and gives him this mean New York snarl. And the guy goes to F-U-B-H is what it felt like for me, like it was in slow motion. And I was just like, dear God, this is not going to go well. Because, everybody's laughing. Of course, I'm the brother. I'm supposed to say something. I know who this freaking criminal is. I'm like, just be cool. Don't say nothing. The moment will pass, right? And that's what I did. I was in survival mode. I was like, the moment will pass, okay? I don't care. Don't judge me. I wasn't a punk. I was just trying to survive. Just a little kid in the project. All right, moving on with the story. So, She goes upstairs. She tells my mom that this guy called her the B word and I did nothing. So my mom summoned me to come upstairs now. Now, I don't know about your mom, but when my mom said now, she didn't mean now. She meant right now. And boom, I was upstairs. So I'm upstairs and she goes, let me ask you a question. And she's pacing a little bit and you can see she's a little frustrated and, she's trying to get her thoughts together. And I know this is the preamble to a butt kicking. Okay. Like, back in the day, parents used to whip that aspirin. Okay. So I'm thinking, okay, it's going to go down. Right. She goes, let me make sure. So I'm clear. Did you, my son, let some street urchin call your sister a bitch and you did nothing? I was like, well, mom, what actually happened was we was outside, it was hot, and there was like, there was like 5, 6, 7 people where we were playing. Not, don't tell me all that. Answer my question. My question is, just in case you haven't heard it. Now you better make sure you answer my question. She got like a real So, did you allow somebody to call your sister a bitch? And you didn't. I said, well, mom, I didn't allow anything. It's not like I was sitting over there rooting for like 2, 4, 6, 8, call her. I wasn't doing none of that. I was just paying attention to the game. And she's, okay, we'll stop all this. Now listen, let me tell you what's going to happen. My mom says, right? Let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to go downstairs in front of the 5, 6, 7, I don't care how many people it was, and you're going to set the record straight. As a matter of fact, you're going to fight this guy. I'm like, mom, I don't want to fight this guy. I'm telling you, this won't go well for me, for my little brother, or my sister. I'm telling you, this could change the way we live here. I won't be able to go outside. I'll be trapped in the house. She said, listen, not only are you going to go downstairs in front of everybody, you're going to fight this guy, and you're going to make damn sure that nobody calls your sister. And don't you ever let somebody call your sister. Now, so remember the Charlie Brown cartoon where the teacher going, wah, 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 wah. That's what I was hearing at this point, because I'm thinking, if I go downstairs and fight this guy, my life's over. I'm never going to be able to go outside again. I'm going to be looking over my shoulder. I'm going to be the guy missing on the milk cart. Be that as it may, my mom was very clear. She said, you go downstairs and you go downstairs now. And I'm going to be watching. Out the door I go. Now, in the projects, they have a metal door right outside of our apartment door that leads to the stairs. And the stairways, like people like pee in the hallway and just stink. It was hot outside. It must have been like July, August or something. It was hot. Pee stinks. The bottom of the stairs is another metal door. And you go through the vestibule that's covered, so when you walk inside out the rain, you're not getting wet. And then you go down the stairs and boom, off to the skelly court. So I'm walking towards the skelly court. I see my friends there. I'm remembering that they laughed when my sister was called the B word. I did nothing. I know I got to confront this dude. He's still standing there. And I walk up and, my boy's like, hey, what happened? Because, they saw like, I went upstairs, not now, but right now. So they went like, hey, what happened? I'm not talking to them because, I got to handle this situation. I look back. My mom's looking out the window. My little sister standing next to her. And I go up to the dude and I'm like, hey, hey, can I talk to you for a second? He's like, yeah, Listen, I'm no threat to this dude. I'm less than 4'10" at this moment. I'm thin in the wind. I look like Schroeder. Remember like the little, black kid from Charlie Brown? I look like Schroeder. I got a head full of curly hair. I'm just a little dude, just a regular Joe citizen guy. I'm not street thug guy at all, right? I would say like, I was like Michael Jackson. I was a lover, not a fighter, but I was even that then. I was just a little dude. So I say to the dude, can we talk for a second? He goes, yeah, what's up? And I said, you remember about 10, 15 minutes ago, the girl walked through the skelly court and you called her a bitch? He goes, yeah. I was like, that was my sister. He goes, yeah. Like, no, not apologetically. He was just like, yeah, I remember. What about it? And I was like, well, my mom saw that as a sign of disrespect and she wants me to fight you. He goes, what? I said, she wants me to fight you. I personally, I have no interest in fighting you whatsoever. But I'm either gonna get killed upstairs or I'm gonna get killed upstairs. I have to do something. He goes, so what up? What you want to do? I was like, first thing, remember I just said I didn't want to fight. That remains the case. But what I would like to propose is that we make it look like we're having a fight. Now, the reason why we can make it look like we're having a fight and not actually have a fight is because I know who you are. I know who your brother is. I have no interest in starting some kind of, thing that I can't win. So I'm simply asking as a courtesy, so I could save face in front of my mom and, can we just make it look like we're having a fight? He stops. He stares at me. He looked through me like I was already dead. Tilts his head and he goes, like he's thinking about it. Yeah, all right. He said, let me tell you something. If you touch my face, I'm gonna kill you. Like, I promise, I won't touch your face. Not at all. My hands will be at my side as much as possible, right? So he goes, okay, you ready? I said, yeah. Boom, he hits me, now we're tussling, I think we kind of fell to the floor. And before you know it, there's a crowd around us and people are yelling, yeah, kill him, fight him. I'm like looking at him, I was like, is that my boy saying that again? And now they say, like, do they know that? Of course they don't know that I'm just, I'm in a make-believe fight with this dude. They think I'm actually fighting this dude because he called my sister a bitch. I'm supposing that's what they put together. But they're yelling back and forth. I'm like, please, don't make this dude think that I'm really fighting. Because, if he flips out and just all of a sudden goes into his survival mode, I could be in serious trouble here, right? So we're rolling around, fighting, then people pull us apart. And then, the crowd's like, yeah, that's right. All that stuff you did a long time ago. And I'm like, I'm looking around like, yo, everybody calm down, right? So, he starts walking back towards me. I start walking back towards him. You know how people kind of circle each other like you're going to go for round two? And he goes, all right, so we good? I was like, yeah. So that's that? I was like, yeah, yeah. Anything you want to say? I was like, no. I'm like checking my face, just checking myself. I'm good. Like, you all right? He was like, yeah, we good. So he leans in and he goes, hey, listen, I apologize for calling you sister bitch. I didn't mean anything by it. Then we square. I was like, I appreciate that. He was like, all right. He backs away. The crowd is looking because they don't know what's really going on. And the whole moment just kind of dissipates into the mist. And nothing else happened after that. My boys are like, yo, you gonna get killed. I was like, nah, we good. And then, they try to get me to tell a story about, of course I had to keep that under wraps because, I ain't trying to mess up this dude's reputation. And I just wanted to walk away from the moment, unscathed, which I was able to do. It taught me something. It taught me to know who's around you. It taught me, to know my own skill set and to work with my skill set. I've always been a thinking man, and I'm glad that moment worked out like that. It was a moment that I've never forgotten, and I'm glad I was able to share it with you. Well, that's my funny childhood moment. Hey, listen, the world is small, so if you're the dude that I was fighting with that didn't kill me on that day, you know what, bro? I really appreciate